Hey guys, it's You Wish You Knew. Thanks for coming back to my channel and welcome. I wanted to talk today about a couple of things, and I figured I'd start off with one of my favorite things of all time. Give you a little hint. It's one of my favorite things in all of medium, in any medium I should say, and that's Dragon Ball. And I'm sure most of you who come here know what Dragon Ball is, so I'll just kind of cut to a little bit of a brief history lesson on how I got started in it. I was in the first grade, and I think it was summertime. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm always outside playing, I'm in the backyard pretending I'm a superhero, or I'm climbing our tree. We have this one tree that, the branches are just almost perfectly aligned until you get to that one spot where you're a little too high up and you can't come down. And you have to yell for somebody until the teenage girl next door comes and helps you down. But we won't talk about that embarrassing story today. So I decide I'm going to watch TV instead of play my Sega. And so I run downstairs after I get some toys from my bedroom. And I flip on the TV and I start to flip through the channels. I say channels like we had a lot. We only had 3 channels. We had Fox, CBS, and I think it might have been ABC. Could have been NBC. That was 20 years ago. Forgive me if I'm a little fuzzy with the details. But the first thing I see is this green and black kind of square-bodied alien. And I'm like, man, he's really cool looking. And he's got this kind of brute voice about him. Like deep, kind of gravelly a little. Pretty cool. He's talking to somebody off screen. And then it flashes the camera over to this guy. He's a human. But he is just shredded. Built like a brick house. And he's got his hands up like this. But I noticed something odd right off the bat. He's got a third eye right here. And I'm just like, whoa, that's not normal. What is this? And as he's got his hands up, he lays down what I equate to a sick burn. The first character I mentioned is named Semi-Perfect Cell. And he tells him, he says, Cell, I may be a pothole, but I promise you it's going to be a pretty deep one. And even as a kid, I was like, oh, dang, that's so funny. So he's got his hands up like this, like I said. And there's 3 people in the area where he's looking. And just like the zoom on a camera, it zooms in on the Cell guy. And then he yells Tri-Beam. And what happened next just blew my mind. A flash of light and some sort of beam erupts from his hands, blasts this alien thing into the ground and makes a crater. You want to talk about amazed? I was shocked and awed, and they had me hooked like that. So when the show's over, I'm kind of like not paying attention to the credits and whatnot. And I don't hear the announcer guy when he's like, next time on Dragon Ball Z. So I asked my mom, can we get a TV guide? And she was like, sure, you have birthday money. If you want a TV guide, go get me a couple bucks and I'll buy you one. So she does. She goes to the store and she buys me a TV guide. She brings it back and I flip through the TV guide, find the day, today, and I flip down to the time and I see it. The name that would ring through the halls of Valhalla. Dragon Ball Z. And thus started an obsession. I can't even call it a fandom at this point. It runs through my blood. I can't tell you how many times I've seen it. Any rendition of it, we'll forget about Dragon Ball GT. But I love it. And some people are like, you're a grown man. You should grow up, stop watching cartoons. And I'm like, get out of here with that, man. It's 2019. This is not like a niche community anymore. Like, nerddom is not taboo, so to speak. And we're the majority. The biggest movies out there right now are superhero movies. 20 years ago as a kid, I couldn't imagine these movies that are coming out today. Could you imagine being 10 years old and watching an Infinity War? I couldn't handle it. My brain wouldn't be able to process it as a child. Anyways, so that's my story. Another thing I wanted to do is in my first video, some people asked me about my collection that I have, and they said they'd like to see a little bit of it, so I thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. And if it's popular, I'll do it more. Going with the theme of that story, Dragon Ball, I have Shenron here. And I'm pretty sure if anybody's on my channel, they know who Shenron is. As you can see, he's got the Dragon Balls down here and whatnot. Here, let me give that a little closer zoom for you. See those? Pretty well detailed. Anyways, he is the Eternal Dragon. They have to gather those 7 Dragon Balls and then summon him, and he can grant any wish within his power. And let me tell you that his power is basically anything you could want, minus a few exceptions. And so I had to get him. I mean, he's golden. Usually the dragon's green. He's not made of gold. But when I saw that, I was like, I have to have that pop. So I got it. And it's a little cheaper than when I got it now. When I got it, it had been out for a couple months. And, it was a little more expensive than regular price because I couldn't find it anywhere around me. And yeah, that's my Dragon Ball story. So the next thing I wanted to talk about, and this will be the last thing for today, is it's been a couple weeks since my first video, and I've had a couple people ask me, when you going to upload your video? Well, I've ran into some problems. I bought this Logitech camera, and when I used their system, it's pretty nice, and the quality is excellent. But I can't get it to YouTube. I can't figure out how to upload to YouTube if I just do straight recordings like this. But I do know that one thing I can't do is use third-party editing software. And that sucks, man, because if I use their system, their camera settings and whatnot, it goes up to 4K. I can get fucking beautiful pictures. Anyways, I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. Instead of using their system, I am using my camera settings run through this camera. And it's not as good as I want it to be. So if you have any comments, tips, or tricks about something I can do, or even some not super expensive equipment that I could buy and like a different camera to replace this one, that'd be awesome. You know where the comment box is down there. And if you like what you see or have any ideas about future episodes and things, just drop a comment down there. It doesn't have to be tips or tricks. And if you just want to say hi, feel free to leave a comment. Anyways, if you like it, like and subscribe, and you'll get notified of my future content, and hope you enjoy it. I am your friendly, balding Midwestern Viking. You wish you knew. Hopping off here. Take it easy.